The night smelled of rain and cigarette smoke when she walked into Murphy's bar. Head low, cap pulled forward, blending into the noisy crowd like she'd trained all her life to do. And she had. But nobody here knew that. To them, she was just another quiet woman looking for a late-night drink. She scanned the dim, amber-lit room. Old wooden walls, neon signs flickering, laughter too loud to be genuine. Her fingers trembled only slightly as she wrapped them around a glass of water. She wasn't here for trouble. She was here for silence, for the first moment of stillness since the mission that had nearly broken her. But trouble found her anyway. The Marine noticed her from across the bar, broad shoulders, scar on his cheek, anger buried behind unfocused eyes. He'd been drinking for hours. She could see it in how he swayed, the redness in his face, the way he kept muttering to his friends. She tried to ignore him, but his gaze locked onto her like a challenge. She lowered her eyes and took a breath, reminding herself she was off duty. Hidden, undercover for reasons even she was still trying to make peace with. But he stood up, heavy boots thudding against the wooden floor, chair scraping, his friends whispering warnings he didn't listen to. "Hey," he barked, standing too close. "You ignoring me?" She didn't look up. "I'm just trying to have a quiet night." The Marine scoffed. "What? Too good to talk to people? Think you're better than us?" His voice raised. The room quieted. She could feel every pair of eyes turning toward them, but none of them knew her name or what she was capable of. And in that moment, about 40 seconds into this story, I want to say something from the heart. If you believe in courage, resilience, and people striving to do the right thing even when the world misjudges them, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Valley. Stories like this are made to remind us of strength, hope, and second chances. Back in the bar, the Marine slammed his hand on the counter, making her glass rattle. "Stand up," he said, voice slurred, eyes full of something darker than anger. "Say it to my face." She finally lifted her gaze. Calm, still, controlled. "Please walk away. For your own sake." He didn't. He grabbed her wrist. Hard. And the room gasped. But to her, the world slowed. Training triggered. Muscles loosened. She wasn't in Murphy's bar anymore. She was back in the desert, sun bleeding red behind dunes, the echo of gunshots ringing against rock walls. She was hearing her commanding officer's voice again. "Stay calm. Stay invisible. Only strike when you have no choice." His grip tightened. Her memories faded. And duty, the part she could never shut off, took over. She stood without warning. One fluid motion. She twisted her arm free. His surprise was immediate, but his embarrassment came next. His pride bruised more than his wrist. "What the?" he started. His friends reached for him, murmuring, "Let it go, man. She's not worth it." But he shoved them off. "Nobody makes a fool out of me." He lunged, and she moved like shadow and steel, quick, precise, controlled. She sidestepped, redirected his weight, used the momentum he gave her. He hit the floor with a heavy thud that shook the tables. A gasp rippled through the bar. Someone whispered, "What is she?" Her chest rose and fell, not from fear, but from the weight of memories, the kind that never left. The Marine struggled up, breathing like a wounded animal. "Who are you?" She hesitated. She'd taken years to erase the old version of herself. The missions, the chaos, the responsibility that never loosened its grip. But she saw something in his eyes then, pain, frustration, a man drowning in his own battles. And she knew that feeling too well. "You attacked me," she said softly, "not knowing I'm trained to stop threats, not start them." He blinked. "Trained? Trained how?" She didn't want to say it, but sometimes truth saves people more than silence. "Special Forces. Undercover." The bar went so quiet, she could hear the hum of the neon signs. The Marine froze. The rage in his expression crumbled into shock, then shame. His shoulders slumped, and for a moment he looked small, like a man who'd lost too many fights when no one was watching. I'm sorry," he stammered. "I didn't know. I've been dealing with stuff." "It's no excuse." She softened, remembering her own nights of unraveling, years of holding herself together with threads of discipline and hope. "Everybody has battles," she said, "but hurting people won't make yours go away." He sank onto a bar stool, burying his face in his hands. "I don't even know who I am anymore." Her heart tightened just a little. "Then start over. Right now." The bartender nodded in agreement. A few patrons stepped closer, not with judgment, but with understanding. Because broken people recognize each other. And if you're watching this, do you think people deserve second chances too? Have you ever been judged before someone knew your story? If these moments matter to you, don't forget to support Kindness Valley. It helps us share hope in a world that desperately needs it. Back in the bar, the Marine lifted his head. Why didn't you finish me when you could? She smiled faintly. Because you're not my enemy. He let out a shaky breath, and for the first time that night, his eyes cleared. Thank you. She turned to leave, the cool night air embracing her like an old friend. The storm had passed, inside and outside. As she stepped into the street, moonlight spilled over her like a blessing. She felt lighter, softer, more human than she had in years. Because sometimes, the strongest thing a soldier can do is choose compassion over combat. And as she walked away, she wondered, how many lives could change if more people paused, breathed, and chose kindness? This is Kindness Valley, and stories like this remind us, courage isn't just about fighting. Sometimes, it's about forgiving. Sometimes, it's about starting again. And maybe, just maybe, giving someone the chance to rise instead of fall.